Hello. Good afternoon. How are we doing? Right. Right. Various things to do. Put that up. Right. I did forget last night because I basically shut off the moment I finished stream. So let me share the GIF of the picture from Chicory. Yeah, there we go. Ah! Sorry, I was receiving a package. How are you? I'm good. Hope you got your package okay. In very typical fashion, a package got delivered today, and I was in the shower. So it got put over like the back gate, and I'm now slightly nervous because what is in that package is, I believe, fragile, but they didn't put fragile stickers on the box, so I'm like, I really hope that that's okay. But also, it's not addressed to me, and I never open packages that are not addressed to me, even if I know what's in them. I never open packages if they're not addressed to me. So I'm waiting for Spook to get home, and we shall see. I'm good. I'm good. All right. Right. I have been sent clips. Okay, what is this one? This one actually isn't named, it just says timeline 1. What is this? That's the Chicory one. Okay. That's fine. That's in here. So I don't think I need that because I've already moved it to somewhere else. So I had a Vibe today to search for an old horror game that looked like they were made in RPG Maker or similar. Interesting. It's not a lot to go on. Do you have a bit more information than that? I don't know why I'm asking. I don't play horror games, so I'm not going to know what it is, but... Files... file organization, so you can't see what I'm doing, but I am organizing files. I had a vibe last week to look up an old game that I played growing up, which was essentially it was like the Jurassic Park like farm, not farm, like the Jurassic Park like park simulator games, but it wasn't Jurassic Park. It was like a different one, and it was literally just called Dino Island. And I was looking at, I remembered the name. I remember the like cover has this T-Rex with this massive head coming out of an egg, so I remembered the cover, which helped when searching for it. But when I looked for it, I found that apparently, it's abandonware, if you know what abandonware is. And I might have found a version of it, so see how that goes. I might talk to Spook about it because I'm not very good at like running old old software. Abandoned projects, kind of, but no. Yes, but no. Yesn't. Because an abandoned Everhaven, Project Dragon, that's an abandoned project technically, but it's not abandonware. I believe that abandonware is when not only is like the game can be finished and put on sale and stuff. I think abandonware is when like the company and the rights just basically fizzle out and they're not available anywhere. So they're not like owned by anyone in a sense. So like so in a way they can't sue you almost. Cause Project Dragon Everhaven it's a game that got discontinued, but they posted all the concept art and stuff, but they still own all that concept art and stuff that their company like made. And like the idea of it technically. And like any copyrights they might have filed for it, even though the game does not exist. So yeah. It's one of those ones that I believe is very vague and hard to nail down sometimes. And obviously can cause problems and things like that. Like, for example, a game that I really, really like is called Black and White, which is a god sim. That I believe is classed as abandonware. now. Because the studio Lionhead that made Black and White is defunct. But I'm not sure who has the rights now to it. Some say it's EA, and I'm like, well, fuck. But no. A game you could find now and then never on any platform. Pretty much Abandonware games are unavailable. Legitimately. Because basically nobody owns them. It's like, well, how can they be on sale? Kind of thing. Where, if someone bought it, where would the money go? The company doesn't exist. So yeah, generally Abandonware games cannot be obtained legitimately, which obviously is where the sort of like, the legal implications of things gets blurred and wibbly wobbly, and it's a thing that is up for discussion and stuff like that, because it's like, who owns the rights? Technically no one. Or maybe, even if the company isn't around, does the person still own the rights? Things like that. And it gets really noodly. And then there's of course the argument for like preservation of like get for games and media of like part of the history of like if these games aren't essentially pirated and made available, they will cease to exist, and a part of history will be lost. So it's like there's the moral side of it, of the preservation stuff. But like games that were, for example, on the 3DS store, which is now closed, are not necessarily abandonware, just because you can't legitimately buy them anywhere. But the companies that own them and have the rights to those games still exist. Presumably they would still have the files and potentially would be able to re-release them or port them or something. But a lot of abandonware, because the companies typically don't exist, it's like, well, the game just is lost unless people are able to, essentially rip it from their old copies that they have, So, yeah. So, you can read about it online. It's an interesting topic. Gaming. Guess who went to university for gaming? Yeah, the use of the term abandonware is controversial, as distributing out-of-print software and games is still considered piracy and their copyright is not actually abandoned, but some publishers actively file DMCA takedowns of abandonware to defend the copyright, while others do not. Meanwhile, some game historians believe that the distribution is justified to preserve history given the lack of viable alternatives. So it's hard to say. It's one of those morally grey areas. One of those grey areas. Man, I love Black and White. Black and White was great. We still own Black and White, the disc, but like we just can't get it to run on modern computers. I think Spook once got it to run by using like by using like DOSBox or whatever to run an older operating system of Windows to then get the game to work, but it was a lot of effort. And then because it was running on an older operating system, we couldn't, can't like film it or stream it or whatever. So it was literally just a, we can play it because we like playing it, which we do. Fun little bit of talking about game history. Well, you can't see anything on my screen because I still just have all of my files open. Okay. Move that into there. There's a Black and White game on Steam. I don't think it's the first one. That is not even remotely the correct game. Nope. That is not even remotely the correct game. That is just the wrong game. Totally different game. I say Black and White is a god sim from like the early 2000s, I want to say. It's not some anime bullshit. When's it from? Yep, 2001. 2001. Early 2000s. Look at them graphics. So it's a god sim game, so your cursor is literally the hand of God. And it's a simulator management game. So as we saw, they just ripped up that tree and put it into their stockpile to give them wood resources. But you can also just pick up a rock and throw it and destroy part of the building, because you could be part of the reason it was called Black and White was you could be either a good, kind, benevolent god, or you could be a destructive, vicious, evil god. It had a morality system for you, the player. You could cast miracles, and all of these things would give you belief, regardless of what you did. So there we go. That person, he picked up that person and threw them, which caused all the people to run away. But he got belief because it was an example of his god's power. Of look, I am a powerful god, and they were like, oh, do not hurt us, oh great and mighty God. So yeah, so this is Black and White 2. Look at them graphics. Look at that texture. Brr. Destroy their village but build them a city. Yeah, because the thing is that, as the tutorial says, it's like you are a god, so you are nothing without belief. So it's like you want your city and your civilization and your people to survive, but and again, it depends on how you want to play, because it's one of those things where it's like, you can do all these miracles to get people to have faith and believe in you, and sometimes you're like, God, it would be so easy for me to just grab this guy and throw him off a cliff, and people would believe in me because they'd be like, here's an evidence of God intervening. And it's like, yeah, you could do that. It's the easy option. But you killed a person, so now you have one less person in your city. So it's that kind of fine balance of like, I unsurprisingly, always tried to be a good god. But being a good god was hard. It was hard. And sometimes it really was just a case of just like, what if I just, literally got this hand and like holding it over people, just like, what if I just, I hope. There were also rival villages. I don't know if this video is going to show them. Monkey. I don't know if this video is going to show them, but there were rival villages that have rival gods, and some of those gods might be friendly to you, and some of them might not be friendly to you, and then you would literally have fights between your village and the other village, because they literally have a different religion to you. There you go, there's a little map. That little area is your ring of belief, your influence. And you can't act outside of your influence. Because you are a god and your power comes from people's belief in you. If they didn't believe in you, you couldn't do stuff. So you had to spread your ring of influence. And these are the other gods. It's a good game. I miss it. The turtle. There's a creature system, which unsurprisingly I loved. You had a giant pet. You had a giant pet. This person's just yeeting these people around. And he goes over here, and you see the hand has a big red cross on it. So it's like, you can't act here. This is not your zone. This is not your area of belief. There. I'm gonna talk to Spook when he comes home and be like, I was talking about Black and White, and now I want to play it again. Black and White was a good game. And it's not available. So I believe it's classed as abandonware, but I think potentially EA owns the rights because they did what EA likes to do, which is they buy a studio and then dissolve it. And it's like, what's the fucking point? Why did you buy it? They bought Lionhead Studio, and then Lionhead Studio no longer exists, and Lionhead Studios were the people who made Black and White. I believe Black and White and also Black and White 2 are some of the most highly voted for games on GOG for their game restoration things. And they have been for years. And part of me is just kind of sad because it's like, it is that highly rated on GOG and they still don't have it. I'm like, maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe the like, you know, the development files don't exist. Maybe they got deleted when Lionhead got dissolved, which is sad. Okay. Right, can we relocate, like, everything? Relink clips. This folder, this folder, this folder. This folder? Oh, there we go. Number 17, yeah. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. Considering, you know, GOG's whole thing, the reason it's called Good Old Games, was that they would preserve and try to make versions of old games that could run on modern computers. That's why it was called GOG, Good Old Games. I feel like now GOG is partially just another storefront for digital games, which is fine. It's healthy for the market. But yeah, they do still do old games. Like we were able to play Toonstruck through GOG. Didn't have to use any sort of like emulation or anything because there was just a version on GOG. I don't know if all of these have been located. Have all of these been located? Yeah, they have. Yep, I think everything has been found. I remember G, but I meant bingo. Oh. I've told you before, don't just say numbers at me. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what a 17 is. Told you this before. Oh, the music is muted. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me. I didn't know the music was muted. Told you before, don't use the numbers. I don't know what the numbers are. I thought you meant that Black and White was number 17 on GOG's list. Because that's what we were talking about. Mm. If I mentioned that, I got yelled at her for not telling her sooner. Maybe. That's because you incite violence. Violence, yes, violence. God, yeah. Black and White on GOG has over 100,000 votes. There's still people commenting on it today. There's recent comments. People saying that they still like this game and want to have it. But nope. Man. I'm going to post horror games in gaming channel if anyone wants to check them. Please do. Just make sure they put it in the gaming channel. Voz, you're worse than Core at putting stuff in the wrong channel. Don't meow at me. Ooh, there's something. I love you. Is there an audio missing from that? I feel like when Hope showed me that it had audio on it.
Attempt to look after the mob while song.
No, it didn't. Oh yeah, because copyright. That's probably why. Hi, Raz. Still working, but quickly saying hi. Thank you. Thank you for making Twitch acknowledge you exist. How did I do this last time? I'm here, look at me, hashtag real person. How do I do this again? Okay. I do these one at a time. So we select that. We click export timeline to this folder. And then we open up the October highlights. And then we file, import a timeline. We import this timeline. Aha! Now we have
Attempt
it.
to look after the mob while you are gone.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to do. You never know what to do, but I will be there. Like the Friends song.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to do that for like all of them. But what I need to do is so it just puts, it literally puts like the timeline and a bunch of stuff in there. So that's the raw clip. So if I put the raw clip in there, if I move the clip, does the timeline still remembers where it is. Okay. So I can sort all of this like this. So these two are the same. So this is video editing, timeline, Spook and Blue. So I can delete that one. Because now we have this. And this is done. That's a lengthy process. But it is quicker than having doing all of this.
Attempt to look after the mob while you are gone.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to do. You never know what to do, but I will be there. Like the Friends song.
I love you.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Save. Also, the clap and the walking away is great. I know, it's so well animated. We need Hope to come back so that we can praise her some more. You don't have to do that, Foz. Spook. I said at the start, Spook has. We own it. We own Black and White. You don't have to do that. We own the game. I said at the start. It's just annoying because it doesn't run well on modern OS, but we can emulate old OS with things like DOSBox. We've done it in the past, so thank you. You didn't have to go through all that effort. Bless you. Also, I'm not on Windows 11 or on Windows 10. I don't want to use Windows 11! I don't know what to do about that. Because obviously Microsoft is trying to force everybody to stop using 10 and go to 11, but I don't want to use 11! And my dad and a couple of my friends have been like, maybe you should use Linux. And I'm like, but I don't know anything about Linux either! And I have the problem in that I use a lot of very specific programs that I don't know if they will work on Linux. OBS probably will, because it's open broadcast software. It's an open source software. I'm pretty sure there's a Linux version, but is there a Linux version of DaVinci Resolve? Is there a Linux version of Substance Painter? Is there a Linux version of Unity? I don't know. And I need all of these programs. Ah! I'm scared of change. I believe it's yes for all of those, but I don't know about DaVinci Resolve. Yeah. Glances at on the bingo. Fine. I moved to Windows 11, made a backup for 10. Chaotix found something called Reunion 7. He always manages to find something, doesn't he? Substance Painter is for Linux. Cool, that's one. That's one. I think Blender is going to be available on Linux. I think Blender is also open. Also, the main problem, I think, for me personally, when it comes to Linux, is unlike when you use Windows, it's like, cool, you use Windows 10, 11, whatever. When it comes to Linux, it's like, cool, what branch of Linux are you using? And it's like, what? And then you go and you look and you're like, there's 500 different versions of Linux operating system because people customize it and make their own. And I'm like, who do we pick? And this is someone who is people being like, oh, if you do streaming, you can pick this OS. If you use gaming, you can pick this OS. If you use VR, use this OS. If you do art, use this OS. And I'm sat here going, what if I do all of those things? But what if I do all of those things? I'm easily overwhelmed. Time to work again, let mode activate. Bye, Raz. Also, it's available through Steam. What, Substance Mater? I know, that's how I own it. I own it through Steam. You die. Yeah, perish. Perish. Both my dad and some other people have mentioned before, like, well, this is partly also why some people have different machines for different things. A lot of streamers will have a second machine purely to run the stream on, and then have the machine that, like, handles the gaming and the whatever. And I'm like, cool, I don't have money to buy a second PC! What do you want from me? Links can be hard to get in. Once you get it too, but well, yeah. I'm overwhelmed, and I know that literally, like Bard uses Linux, and they literally did a stream to sort of talk people through like setting up Linux and stuff. I couldn't attend because I was busy. That would have been useful for me to watch. I'm not tech savvy. And I think people think I am because I set up all my VTuber and I do all my Unity stuff and all of that, but I'm not. I'm really not. So I think I literally just export all of these. I'm basically going to sit on 10 until they force me to update. I mean, that was what I've done. That's like what I've done with every Windows up until this point. I think even when I moved to 10, I was literally on the previous version until I turned my computer on one day, and it was literally like just a screen that was like, you have to update, and there was no button to be like, no. Whereas at the moment, when I turn on my computer and it's like, hey, you should update to Windows 7, there is still an option to say no in the bottom corner, and I do. I'm like, no, on 111. If I need to get a backup or something of my PC, I'll probably do the jump to Linux. That's the thing, if I had the money, I would consider getting a second computer to, like, handle stream exclusively. And I would probably then put Linux on it. Especially because the main things it would have would basically be OBS. And I know that there's a Linux version of OBS, and it's like, cool, so let's start putting that onto there. And what I could even do is, like, I could trickle programs onto it to, like, release, ease up the strain on this PC of, like, maybe I'll run the VTuber on there, especially since we've learned that Substance especially doesn't like the VTuber software running at the same time. We have to use a PNG tuber now. So I could literally be like, okay, second computer, host the stream, host the VTuber. That'll do. But I don't know if Warudo has a Linux version. I think it does. Yes, it does, because that's what Bardic uses. So yes, there must be a Linux version of it. But I don't have the money for that, so I guess I'll just die. I think they won't force you now, but they're just stopping the updates for Windows 10. Yes, they are stopping updates. I think technically they can't force you. I think that is, like, a legal thing. I think legally they can't force you, but they are ending support. Which means if you find a bug, that's just there, because Windows won't fix it. And the thing is that I suspect, I mean, we know that Windows does bloatware anyway. Windows is so bloated. The Windows OS comes with so much shit you do not need. Planned depreciation, just like Apple do with phones. Well, every company does with their phones. It's wild how all of these companies have been proven to do this, and yet they still just do it. You got proof that they do. And they still just do it, and we just carry on with our lives, because... I get overwhelmed. Yeah, remember, I had my PC built for me, so obviously I'm not going to know how any of it works, and I don't know how the OS works. While it might not be an optimal solution, a Raspberry Pi for a stream computer might be an idea. Not many other options. I mean, we own a Raspberry Pi, but Spook uses it for, like, the server and stuff, for, like, the Minecraft server, which, as far as I know, is still up and running. But he intends to use it for file hosting, because he doesn't want to pay for Google Drive. Yeah. But, it's still going to be the, Linux based. There are other OS out there. There are loads out there, but let's be real. The big three are Windows, Apple, and Linux. They're your big three choices. So we did that. This one. Export, timeline. And then export, timeline. 1, 2, 3, it's 9. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, we've exported everything. If you want to be creative, Apple. If you want to do whatever you want, Linux. If you want to work and not be arsed, Windows. Yeah, I guess. Hi, Nemo. What? The main problem with the main reason Apple has never appealed to me, as illustrated by our darling dear Frog, is I am too much of a gamer. And as Das tells us, Frog wants to play games with us, and cannot, because they are not supported on Apple. Okay, so now we import timeline. I'm going to do this one at a time, which is going to take a while. So sounds. That's the Twitch clip, and that is a timeline. I don't know where to put that, so I'm just going to leave it there. So FF goes into FF. Void, which is this one, and you can delete that one, because now we have this version of it. This version is done, so we flag it as green. Oh, they're so cute! Time to send them to the void. Send them to the void. That's what the game is literally doing. We found a void portal. We need to see what's on the other side, but we don't want to send a human through. I know, I'll summon these little elementals. Okay, then they look like this, and you're like, oh, that's so cute. Send them to the void. Okay, next. Import. Timeline. Okay, what if I... Yeah, if I do them all at once, it's going to confuse me. So we'll do this one. So that goes into sounds. That's the Twitch clip. I'm going to put in there. This goes into timelines. That goes into Vermintide.
Oh, healing. Healing over here. Blessed. Oh!
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Perfectly cut lying. Right, so I don't need that one. So we have this one. Mark as green. Which means Vermintide is totally done. Nice. Still got one missing here. One missing here. This is totally done. This is totally done. This is totally done. Progress was made on these. I ended up... Yesterday I was doing some work and chat, and I was like, I'm going to get some of these clips done. And then I ended up making, like, progress, but not making progress, because I still had the same number of clips left from when I started, because the clip I was editing, I ended up splitting into smaller clips. So I had more clips that were done, but I had the same amount of clips that weren't done. They decided to split all of these.
Sometimes you just want to be a bird creature. And VRChat lets you live the fantasy of being a bird creature. We can be birds. This is good news.
Just a clip of me making a noise. And they all originated from this clip, as you can see here, which I need to finish chopping up. Just be a bird. Easy. Easy answer. Be a bird. I guess it's on my end that I can't connect to Minecraft server. I'm getting socket hops ever since I went to Windows 11. I don't know, because I would say I assume the Minecraft server is still running. People haven't been playing on it for months, so I just assume it is there in the background because we just left it. I could talk with Spook and he'll be like, oh yeah, I turned that off like 3 weeks ago, and we're gonna be like, cool, no one noticed because no one was playing. Bird, bird, bird. Bird, 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 bird. So yeah, so this has all been cut out into its own clip now.
Sometimes you just want to be a bird creature.
That got split into
VRChat lets
two,
you
put
live
into
the
two
fantasy
separate
of being
clips.
a bird creature. We can be birds. This is good news.
So that can be deleted. There you are, boss. And then me making more bird noises, which also got clipped into its own thing. And then I was gonna actually cut the clip down to be like this.
Don't you love birds, chat? So yeah, chat, does Blue like birds? Do we...
So I went through some of my old streams and old clips for a bird montage.
Birds? Do we think Blue likes birds?
So this is Noctua.
Is that a rosette spoonbill?
This is Scribble.
You can become bird.
I made multiple poses for Viri.
They're great little guys. They do a little dance.
Kirok wasn't always blue. I think that gets forgotten sometimes.
I'm a baby.
This is Tian, her husband. I came up with this whole dance that they did, inspired by eagles.
I do like birds. Maybe just a bit.
Bird montage! So yeah, I made a bird montage. That's what I spent most of yesterday doing. Gathering all of these clips from all... Because a lot of these were not clipped. But I remembered, like, saying them. Like, I remember, like, talking about my characters, like, all the time. And these VR chat streams and stuff like that. So a lot of them weren't just me going through clips that I already had. A lot of them were going through stream VODs from, like, 6 months ago. And sort of re-clipping it myself. To just yoink it out. So I spent all day gathering
Birds.
all of these. For bird this compilation.
Is that a rosette spoonbill?
This is Scribble.
You can become bird.
I made multiple poses for Viri.
They're great little guys. They do a little dance.
Kirok wasn't always blue. I think that gets forgotten sometimes.
I'm a baby.
This is Tian, her husband. I came up with this whole dance that they did. This isn't even
inspired by
all of my
eagles.
birds.
Like birds. Maybe just a bit.
Just the ones I've shown people. Very funny. Yes. So that's the do we think blue likes birds clips. But yeah, I'm gonna trim down the beginning. The beginning. Definitely not a bird person. No! Of course not. Also, I just remembered a thing that I was going to show Nemo. And Cora reminded me because it's a Pokemon thing. There's a Christmas Gardevoir plush on the Pokemon Center. She's got like a little bonnet on. Anyway, back to where I was. So, the Vermintide clips are all done now with that one. That was the last Vermintide one that was missing. Right, so next, file, import, timeline. Party animals, what happened? Oh, shit. Oh. I take it back. No! Oh, I'm sorry, were you using this? Wait,
Come
what?
back.
Wait,
Come
what?
back is real.
Wait,
Come
what?
back is real.
I'm sorry, what? Can someone clip that? Because I need to see what just happened. Roll the footage. Oh, it lags a little bit. I believe that will be fine. I think that's just the playback. Okay, so that's a nice easy one. So let's see. That needs to go into the raw Twitch clips. That's a raw Twitch clip. That goes in there. That goes into MISC. And I can delete that one. Because that's this one. Flag. Done. So that's all done as well. File, import, timeline. That one there.
Wait, there's head pads? I want head pads. We're a free head pad?
No, head pads for Hope, not for you.
No!
Rip. Rip. Bully the
Oh,
kobold.
give me head pads.
A clip of a conversation that isn't even on screen because my camera positioning is awful. But it's still funny. Okay, this is another one that's just captioning, so that goes into timelines. And from timelines, it goes into VRC. Delete that one. Flag as green. Also, I need to put the game title in front of these just so I am aware when I put them on the big timeline what they all are. That's Party Animals, FF Void, Halo, Vermintide. Vermintide timeline. There we go. Blue hates birds because they're just robots and Blue hates robots. Astounding. Objectively false, but astounding. Right, file, import, timeline. You don't hate robots? Oh my goodness. There's hope. Hello, darling. Everyone is complimenting your editing as I'm slowly adding them in.
Oh wow, you actually got a damn thing already. Ah.
puts it on your snoot so that you shut the fuck up. Bully him. Okay, that goes into sounds. That goes into clips. This goes into timelines. That goes from timelines into VRC. And which is this one. I can delete that one. Make sure I have it selected. Delete that one because this is the correct one. Mark this as green. Put VRC in front of it so I know which game it is. VRC timeline because it's a timeline, not a clip. Next. Import timeline. Communicate. Import.
Bork, bork.
Having a conversation. Okay, so that goes into a raw clip, and that is a timeline. That goes into the FF timeline, which means this timeline gets deleted. And this one gets flagged as green. And we put in front of it FF timeline dash. That's all the FF club. These are all done. And these are all done. The boxes are getting ticked. I feel very tired. I should try to sleep earlier today. You should. Yes, you stayed up very late last night. I know you love Chicory very much, but you should have gone to bed. Stream VODs are there. Stream VODs are there if there are games that you really want to watch. There are stream VODs there. I go to a lot of effort to make sure that those VODs get backed up on YouTube. Please use them. Import, timeline. I've already done that one. Whoops. Oh, now it's having to have a think about it. I already did this one. Yeah, I've already done that one. Whoops. Whoops. this one? Ah, The Wives. Oh, that one's also very good. Why does it look like something's missing from here? Import. Timeline. My Wives, that's the next one. FF Wife is Curls, Guild Wars Wife is Den, Stream Wife is Hope, and Pokemon Wife is the Quick Ball! Perfect. No notes. Yeah, Den's wonderful art. So good. Okay. So many images. Image. Compound clip I'll leave. Image. Sound. The raw file. Timeline. Delete that timeline because I think they have the same name. Put that into there. Add flag. Green. Oh, this folder's got so much green in it now. File. Import. Timeline. This one. I think
everyone. Lights out.
There you go, I've got lights.
Where is everyone? Who turned the lights out?
Where is
Don't
everyone?
start this. Is everybody
Where
good?
is everyone?
Everybody
Who
good,
turned the
or do
lights
people
out?
want to buy stuff at the shop?
Hello? Where is everyone? Why is it dark
Where
in
is
here?
everyone? Who turned the lights out?
Incorrigible.
It's dark
They're,
in here.
they're incorrigible. Incorrigible. Okay, that goes into a raw clip. That goes into sounds. That goes into a timeline. Goes into a VR chat timeline. Halloween by Doctor Who, that's that one. That gets deleted. Because this is the new one instead. So this is VRC, timeline, Doctor Who, and we mark it as green. You love us. I do! Very much. Very much. Okay. I think that's everything. So that they're all green. They're all green. These are all green. There's no reds. Green, no reds. Green, no reds. Green, no reds. So just got these to do. These to do. These are all done. Thank you so much, Hope. Wow. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 clips left to edit. Hope does do amazing work. She's wonderful. Speaking of. Wow. Don't question the emote. Oh no, I'm questioning it. I'm questioning it. Love wins. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's fine. Lizard. Okay. Blah. Alright, let me just think for a moment. So it's Wednesday now. It's Wednesday, my dudes. So probably not tonight because it's date night, but tomorrow at some point. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and tick that off. Tomorrow at some point, probably in the evening after stream, Elbow crack's already been ticked off this week. Oh my god, my joints. Some point tomorrow I can record the intro and outro. I just noticed the kiss. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Where Hope was like, don't mind the emote, love wins. Yep. So I need to do the intro and outro, need to organise everything, but I'm getting ahead of myself because I still have clips that aren't finished, so goodness, there was so much to do this month. Even with Hope's help, I'm not done yet. That's crazy. Yeah, it takes 2 weeks for me to make a video now, which is crazy. Looking back at, like, some of the old videos, the difference is notable. Some of our very first highlights videos from when I started doing it have literally, like, 10 clips in them, and that's it, which is madness. Because we get, like, 40 clips sometimes. Nails are annoying me. Quick manicure. Aw, the Sylvixen emote is very cute. I guess we'll do some of these, because these are, like, all captioning, really. I was going to need to boost the volume of this because I'm talking quietly. Although, obviously, the audio balancing tends to happen after everything is done. I get everything into one big timeline with the music. Even then, I'm still not the best at audio balancing, but I try my best. That's when I actually put headphones on. Right. I need to pee because I drank a bucket of tea. I will be back. Please do not go anywhere. See you in a minute. Hello. Hi, I am back. I went to go hang up the laundry. The laundry was done. Well, hi, Dan. Hello. How are you, my darling? What? Nails are one of the modern mysteries that has stumped me. They just seem like they are super annoying, especially in the age of touchscreens and keyboards. You realize evolution takes thousands of years, right? We're not just gonna unevolve nails because we've developed touchscreens in the last 20 years, right? That's not how that works, Core. And look, I know Americans are very unsure with the concept of evolution, but we have the internet, you can look these things up. It's not an evolutionary issue, it's a societal one. Yeah, we have a... Well, in that case, then yes, we have an answer to it. It's called a nail file. And they've existed for years. Because people choose not to have short nails, that's on them. If we as a society developed touchscreens that use your finger instead of your nail, because we had pressure touchscreens for a while, but now we use conductive touchscreens. If you didn't know, that's the difference. Conductive touchscreens as opposed to pressure touchscreens. But apparently we decided that we preferred them. So that's not the nail's fault. We had pressure touchscreens and we decided not to bother with it. Blah, and now more captioning. But the funny thing is that when I start to talk slower, and especially when I'm ill and unwell, I sometimes also get a slightly deeper voice range. It's also lumped with high heels, specifically stiletto heels. Weren't stilettos made for butchers? I don't remember though. But I agree with you with this, but that's because I've always been that kind of person that will choose like function over fashion. I never wear heels. As a kid, I never wore heels. And as an adult, I basically never wear them because I don't really know how to walk in them, because as a kid I refused to learn because I was like, nope, these are stupid. So now as an adult, I basically never wear heels because I can't walk in them. I never learned how to, because I was like, this is stupid. This is a stupid thing that we have here. I want a tail. Somewhere I found that in Japan, tails are for greater posture. I've seen that article. It's up. I think it's up for debate, but they're like trying it. They're trialing it. There's a thing in somewhere in Japan where they are trialing like a quote unquote mechanical tail to help people with their posture and their balance. So like when they bend down, the tail like waves to sort of help counteract the lean forward. It's being tested, I think. Yeah, it was originally footwear for butchers, then fancy men, and now ladies, yes. That's another weird thing as well when you think about it, when we're like, we're gonna try putting on like electronic tails to help with posture and balance, but then there's also literally the evolution argument again of like, if we needed tails, we would have kept them, right? Because we have the vestigial tailbone. Evolution decided, hey, we probably don't need that, and got rid of it. So, bit weird to like put it back in. Cats use them mostly for balance, so it tracks you. They use them for balance and social interaction, body language kind of thing. Maybe we got rid of our tails because we didn't need them for body language because we developed verbal language. I don't know. But the funny thing is, is that when I start to is that when I start to talk slower, funnily enough, this is easier to caption because it's slower. Thank you, Cor. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Thank you, Cor. Funny thing is, because I'm talking slower here, it's easier to caption. But this is an entire clip about talking about how I don't naturally talk slow. I naturally talk quite fast. And I have to slam on the brakes. It's funny, I was listening to a conversation yesterday about streamer voice, and I was listening to it and I was like, I don't feel like I have streamer voice, but that's because I just talk fast all the time. So I'm not like consciously thinking, oh, I need to talk like in a way for stream, because I just talk so fast. Like I have a phone voice. So but I was like, I don't think I have a streamer voice. Maybe I do. I don't know. Because I don't have recordings of me talking not on stream. But obviously I've got loads of recordings of me talking on stream. Assigned streamer at birth. Gee, thanks. I was made for this job. Let's find out what we got. What did I catch? A Hisuian Zoroark. Sick. Love Hisuian Zoroark. Talk slower. Talk slower. And especially when I'm... Ooh, an Alchemy Rainbow. That sounds special. I love you too, Dan. I love you. Guys, did you know that Dan's an amazing artist? I feel like some of you don't know this. You should know. Did you know? Den is just amazing. It happens that she is also an artist. There we go. There we go. There we go. What do you want? Ulterior motive detected. Walk slower, and especially when I'm interested in and especially when I'm ill and unwell. Ill and unwell. I sometimes also get I'm nice to Den, she's always just mean to me. I wonder why I don't trust things you say. Gore came in today and was like, if that were me, you would have shouted at me. And I was like, yeah, that's because you incite violence. This is just a prime example. Can't believe Core is gaslighting Den. Wow. Wow. I sometimes also get a slightly deeper get a slightly deeper voice range. Voice range. And sometimes a little bit of a you shouldn't trust things I say, then again you shouldn't trust things anybody says, but that's different. That's true. Love wins. Love you, Core. I know. Wow. The correct response is I love you too. Wow. Wow. And sometimes a little bit of a rasp. Rasp in my voice, which is funny because rasp in my voice, which is I'm gonna like make this text smaller because I say it even quieter. In my voice, which is funny. Assigned violence at birth. Wife. Shall I show Den the wife clip? Which is funny because FF wife is Curls, Guild Wars wife is Den, Stream wife is Hope, and Pokemon wife is the Quick Ball! Perfect. No notes. Wives! Amazing. Which is funny. Funny because some people some people I haven't thought of a game / thing for Rosa. It might be Minecraft. It might be Minecraft. In my voice, which is funny because some people like it. Like it, which is very funny to me. Very, very. Very funny to me. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna find an image. This picture is so low res. Can I find a higher version of it, please? Yeah, that tracks. Yep, Minecraft year. Which is funny because me and Rosa haven't played all that much Minecraft together, but we've just played a lot of Minecraft, like, independently. Good old PNGs that are not actually PNGs. Absolutely none. There we go. I'll save as a PNG. Dog? That is in fact a dog. That is in fact a dog. Like it. Which is very funny to me. Very funny to me. Like it. Which is very funny to me. Very funny to me. Simple, but I think it's fine. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. But the funny thing is that when I start to talk... I should put that to the start of the clip. But the funny thing is that when I start to talk slower, and especially when I'm ill and unwell, I sometimes also get a slightly deeper voice range. And sometimes a little bit of a rasp in my voice. Which is funny because some people like it, which is very funny to me. Very funny to me. Thumbs up. I think that works. Okay, so this one's done. Grin. And then we have part 2 of the sick voice. Very funny to me. So when I was talking with a friend yesterday, they said... so when I was talking... so when I was talking with a friend yesterday, with a friend yesterday, so when I was talking with a friend yesterday, they said... Water. It's 4 o'clock. Starting to get dark. I'm gonna go put the porch light on for Spook. Give me a sec. ADHD is great. I already did that. I need to go to sleep early today as I have a bunch of daytime things I need to do tomorrow. Bye, Nemo. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I made a couple of clips from the Party Animal stream on Friday. I hope they're okay. I'm sure they're going to be great. I'm sure they're going to be great. Thank you for the clips. Num 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 num. I got chores and tasks and my weekly face stabbing. Ah, of course. Can't forget about that. Hope it goes okay. Does hot bean juice count as something you can drink? Hot bean juice is what Core calls coffee. I don't like coffee. I drink tea, which is hot leaf water. Night night, Nemo. Sleep well. I'm gonna have to start playing Monster Hunter again because Title Update 4 is on its way. And apparently there's a HR limit for it. I need to go double check what my HR is. Because funnily enough, I still haven't done Omega, and I'm still just sort of like, I'll get to it when I get to it. But the Title Update 4 monster, I'm like, I want to hunt that boy. I need to go check my Hunter rank. I don't know if I am Hunter rank 100. I want to do Omega. We both need to do Omega. I will likely meet it at launch. I don't know what my Hunter rank is. Likely not meet it, okay. Hi, Salty! I don't know what my HR is. I used to think it was fairly high, but I don't know if it's 100. Because I've dropped off. I'm out of practice. I haven't played Monster Hunter in like 3 months. Oh, 4 months. Nice. Yeah, it's been 4. I haven't played. The last time I played Monster Hunter was before the wedding. It was in July. So I am out of practice. My brain was like HR human resources. Hunter rank. Hunter rank. I think I'm in the 80s. I will have to look later. Thing is that, no offense, Score, I would have been, if you'd asked me like 3 months ago, I would have been very confident that my Hunter rank was higher than yours, but because I've not played for 3 months and you have, I think, done some Monster Hunter, I'm now not sure about that. Obviously, Spook has the highest HR of everybody because he no-lifes the game and plays on his own because he's antisocial. Whereas I typically don't like playing Monster Hunter solo. Typically. But maybe I do have to do some solo if I need to catch up, but we'll see. Need to do some Monster Hunter. I would say we could do some at the weekend, but we got weekend plans. Wink. So probably not going to happen. I'm somehow still tired despite having 9 hours of sleep. I swear to God, my son should be a cat at this point. That does happen. I think I also... I mean, I don't actually know how many hours of sleep I got because I haven't been wearing a sleep tracker. But in theory, I got 9... No, I definitely woke up. I definitely woke up. I got woken up by Spook, and I think he felt bad about it. I got woken up by Spook going to work. Normally, Spook going to work doesn't wake me up, because normally it seems like I can stay asleep, although apparently that sleep is not good. But no, I definitely got woken up, so I don't actually know how many hours of sleep I got. Because I don't know how long I was then awake again for after I got woken up that first time. I haven't played all that much besides hopping in for a few failed Omega runs. See, I at least feel like I'm a sensible hunter in that I go, I haven't played this game for 3 months, I'm going to go do some easy hunts to build up to it. Whereas I feel like every time a new monster is added in a Spook's like, I ain't played the game for 3 months, let's go, straight in. And I'm like, you're going to die. You're going to die, and you're going to waste resources because you haven't practiced. But yeah, I briefly opened Twitter, and the first post I saw was a post from Monster Hunter about preparing for the Title 4 update, which is how the conversation came up. Literally the first thing was, here's a recap of the additional information for Title 4 update releasing December 16th. So a little over a month away. I will be busy on that day, I know for a fact, so I'm not going to be playing it on the day. Yeah, get ready for Title Update 4, TU4, featuring blank. I'm still not saying who the monster is, in case there are people who haven't been spoiled. Unfortunately, Das was spoiled, which mildly annoyed me. Though I did say, I guess, hoping people don't get spoiled in this day and age is wishful thinking. They didn't go searching for it, but it just appeared in their feed, because they like Monster Hunter content. So the algorithm recommends them Monster Hunter content. So, But anyway. But it says, yeah, HR 100. Preparation for blank monster. Level up to HR 100 and bring along fire weapons and dragon element weapons. So they're even just straight up telling you what it's weak to. And it's got like a little graphic to be like, you can hunt Rathalos or you can hunt New Udra. And then for dragon elements, it's got a picture of Gore Magala and Arkveld. So yeah. Oh, based off that description, it says how much of this is going to be a spoiler? Because I'm like, blank covering blank, and I'm like, that's already kind of basically kind of like what I was saying the other day about Elatrion, of like, because Elatrion changes element mid-fight, and thus its weakness changes mid-fight. Having the 2-weapon system would have been useful for that. Apparently this also will be, the 2-weapon system will be useful. It will apparently be useful to be able to switch through to a fire weapon or to a dragon weapon. So it's not even saying like you should have a fire or a dragon, it's implying that you should have both, which is kind of neat. So that's another thing of like, screw Omega, make sure that my stuff is upgraded. Half the reason I call myself Salty is because of my lack of anger management issues, and that's my persona's name. Okay, but is it your persona's name because you named yourself Salty, or vice versa? Because my persona's name is Blue because I called myself Blue. The name came first. I'm like 90% you're over 100. I probably am, because me and Spook obviously went pretty damn hard on the game when it came out. So it's probably less that I need to check my HR, and probably more that I need to make sure my weapons are upgraded, because I actually distinctly remember that with fire specifically, I think that my fire weapons are not very well upgraded because I couldn't get new Udra things to spawn. I needed a new Udra gem to upgrade like both of my fire weapons. Both the new Udra one and I think the Rathlos one wanted a new Udra gem, and I couldn't get new Udra investigations to spawn at all. And it was very frustrating for me. And now Arch-Tempered new Udra is in the game, so... have you done Arch-Tempered new Udra? Do you know if there's an improvement to the weapon? That's kind of good planning. They did new Udra in the last update, and then in this update they're like, hey, you need a fire weapon. That was probably planned. Back then I didn't have a persona, so I named myself Salty, because I am often than not salty like the mood, if that answers your question. Right, yeah. So, like me, you had the username first, and then you applied the name to your persona. I have to pop on tonight. Yeah. Tonight's date night. We usually play Stardew. I suppose I could ask Spook of, hey, do you want to do Monster Hunter for date night? But I think if we start playing Monster Hunter, the instinct is to open it up to the group. And date night is for us. And plus, I want to be on my farm. Farming game, farming game. Guess what? It's a farming game. And I'm going fishing. Spook doesn't like the fishing in Stardew. I can understand why. I do okay with it, but I can understand why. At this point, even though I've talked about it, I feel like that fishing series that I talked about probably isn't going to be started this year now, considering that it's November. So that's the thing where I need to sort of maybe just write it down and look at it in December. Did you see the price point of Ditto Farm? I did not. Poketopia. How much is it selling for? I cannot see a price listed anywhere. That's fucking suspicious, Nintendo. $108 US. Can you cite your fucking source, please? Jesus. It's £60? That's so much. For a little farming game? £60? I mean, the discussion is irrelevant. It's Switch 2 only. I don't own a Switch 2. So I was never going to get it. Hang on. Oh, who's getting shafted here? Probably America. Because I'm pretty sure 108 is not £60. Where's US dollars? £60? Not even close. It's not even close. What is your source that it's 108? That's insane. What is 108 US dollars? Jesus, okay. Nintendo's got a screw loose. Because fans are willing to buy anything, I think they said. I can't imagine a representative from Nintendo actually said that. I can't imagine they'd have actually said that. That's another one where I'm like, cite your source. I don't believe. It is basically the mentality that they have, but I can't believe that they would come out and say it. Anyway, I've been distracted a lot today. They said, as much... friend yesterday, they said, as much as... Yeah. Going to the Nintendo website, it's £60, which is insane. Remember when games were £30? Jesus. Buy indie games, everybody. Funnily enough, speaking of farming games, I was talking about Stardew Valley. If you want a farming game, get Stardew Valley. It's the farming game, let's be real. As much as... much as they know... with a friend yesterday, they said, as much as they know that I saw it in passing, so I can't verify the source, but other sources say 70, so I was wrong, but it's still a fucking lot for a farming. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So that is about right for, I think, the conversion that I did. But it's still a lot, because I was like £60, so I was like, fucking hell. I wouldn't be 100% sure about spending £60 on a main Pokemon game, let alone a spin-off, which typically are cheaper. I think with the currency conversion, if it is 70 US dollars, then with the currency conversion, UK is the one getting slightly shafted. In that currency conversion. 70 US dollars is about £53. So we're the ones getting effed in that. And don't even get me started on the euro. But yeah. Still not going to buy it. As much as they know that my voice is not great and my throat is not great. My voice is not great. If it was like 40-ish and came on the Switch 1, I'd probably pick it up, but as it stands, no. Yeah, same. Because, like, as much as I say, you remember when games cost 30 quid, like, I get inflation. Like, 40 is acceptable. I don't even remember how much Monster Hunter cost me, but at the time we were like, yeah, that's acceptable. It's a big AAA game, and we're gonna get hours and hours of playtime out of it. It's worth it. A little game like that? Nah. Little Pokemon spin-off? Maybe play it for like, no life it for 5 days and then you're done. Nah. My voice is not great and my throat is not great. They said it would be great. They said it would be great. If I could learn it. If I could learn to talk like this. To talk. Remember, new games were a good price at €50. Later it was 70, and now it's 80 to 90. I assume any exclusive or special would be 200 to 50 now. Yeah. Ugh. And the thing is, as well, on top of that, a lot of exclusive and special editions aren't even that good anymore. Because a lot of them are digital only. And I'm like, Remember when special editions gave you physical stuff? That was cool. If there's anything I can say good about it, is that it's made by the same people that made Dragon Quest Builders. Okay, I don't know much about that game, but what you're saying seems to imply that that was decent. So it probably is a decent game, but I still don't want to pay that much for it, especially because I'd also have to buy a Switch too. Remember when you bought a game and you got a game and not a code for the game? Yeah. Remember when you went to a game shop, a physical shop that sold games, and you could buy a game and you would get a physical box that had a physical disc or a physical cartridge in it? Kids these days don't know what it's like to own things. Remember when we owned things? Walk like this. To talk like this. We had a CD copy of Prince of Persia, nice. We still have a lot of ours, but like all of these modern games, you kind of just can't get. Especially PC games. Like we have CDs for old PC games, but there's definitely a notable drop-off of where even though we're buying PC games, we can't buy physical editions. I think the last modern PC game I have a physical edition for is actually the Tomb Raider remake. I have a physical box with a disc in it for that game, but it also came with a piece of paper with a Steam code in it. But it has a disc in it. I have a disc for the original Guild Wars, but that's like a bit redundant because it's an MMO, so like you had to download updates anyway. But yeah. And, you know, I still, you know, the last time I got a Switch game, all of my Switch games are physical cartridges. Much like all of my DS games are physical cartridges, because look what fucking happened to the 3DS store. So, you know, I was kind of glad when they were like, hey, well, I wasn't glad that they were closing down the store, but I was glad about myself when they were like, hey, we're closing down the 3DS store, you have to download everything you bought, otherwise you won't have access to it. And I was like, cool, I never bought anything. I just own all my cartridges. Walk like this. More organically. More organically. And I don't know if that's how you spell organically. Nope, it is not. Now buying discs is not owning, apparently. Yep. Yep. All games were overpriced in the store. That's true. They were overpriced. I really feel like Nintendo just kind of went, okay, what can we do to tank our company? Oh, I know, re-release the Virtual Boy. That is still just the craziest thing ever. The higher-ups in Nintendo must be huffing paint. It's like, let's do everything possible to make people hate us and then re-release the Virtual Boy. Like, what are you smoking? Why bother buying discs if you require internet to download? Yeah, which one was it? Was it the most recent Battlefield actually had the game on the disc and people were applauding it to be like, oh, thank goodness, and we're like, this should be the norm? Because that's the thing, is like, as PC gamers who use Steam, it's like, when we're not exactly strangers to technically you don't own a game, because technically on Steam you've bought, every single Steam game you've bought a license to the game, not the game itself, and we've just kind of known that and passively accept it. It's different if you go to a shop and you buy a disc. It's different. Okay? Unsure, but Xbox did it with their physical copy. Yeah, I feel like there was something recently, I don't remember if it was Battlefield, but something recently launched and actually had the game on the disc. If you buy anything in GOG games, you own the thing. We re-release Mario Galaxy. Okay, I get it, but don't do it only with Mario games. Yeah, that's the thing as well of like, I'm not gonna sit here and complain in the same breath of like, you know, oh yay, I've got another Pokemon game remake. Oh boo, you've made a Mario remake. Of like, if anything, I'm generally fairly pro remake if the remakes are good and it makes a game that is not very accessible or not accessible at all more available. Mario Galaxy is on the Wii. It's an old console now. It's totally valid to make it for more recent consoles to make it available. Why are Pokemon Red and Blue not on the Virtual Console on the Switch? Still. Why are they still not there? When you had them on the 3DS and then you removed the 3DS store. Just get so irate these days. A friend even asked me a couple of days ago of like, I think they were showing me like a gaming chair that was like One Piece patterned, and I was like, it's cool, but I actually don't read or watch One Piece, so not very relevant to me. And then they were like, okay, that's fair. What game or franchise would you have on a chair? And I was like, well, it probably would have been Pokemon, but Nintendo is really like upsetting me these days, so I probably wouldn't want to buy it if it was. So I'd probably go for like Monster Hunter instead. More organically and naturally. Well, really not getting a lot of work today because we're just having in-depth conversations, but I like the conversations. It's good. We don't believe in controlling you and your games. Here you won't be locked out of titles you paid for or consistently asked to prove you own them. This is DRM-free gaming from GOG. Yeah. Any code you get from Prime for GOG you own, period. That is good. Because I think I've told you before, I have my parents' Prime because obviously they're not going to use it. So I do redeem, especially the GOG ones. I don't redeem everything, but anything that I see that has the GOG stamp on it, I'm like, I'll just redeem that, because then I've got it. I have no interest in having a game or franchise on my chair. I prefer cushions. Very funny, cool. Very funny. Because they can re-release them with updated graphics and make stupid amounts of money. That's also sadly true. Also, I do not subscribe to the idea of a computer/gaming chair. Yeah, to be fair, my chair is just a regular office chair. It's not a, quote, gaming chair. It's a comfy one. It's padded and it's got armrests, but it's not a quote-unquote gaming chair. I have a yeah, mine's just a reclining office chair. I never use the reclining thing because I need to be sat upright on my computer. I don't want to be... Hello, I'm going to use my computer from back here. Why can't I see my screen properly? GG has an option to download an offline setup for the games you own, so you can store them on a hard drive if you don't want to worry about them getting lost. Yes. Hi, Piz2. How's it going? I'm supposed to be editing, but I'm mostly just talking with chat at the moment. Talking about the modern state of gaming and how it sucks that we don't own things anymore. I need a new chair. You won't like to see it. Oh god, you just like on a school chair or something. I have a proper recliner with armrests and side pockets and such. Yay, yo, it's got pockets! Nice! Doing great, and you? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Please. Let's drink some water. I've disabled hands again, if you couldn't tell. Because it would be great. Because it would be great. How many times did I say great in this scene? I think at least 4 at the moment. I have many games on GOG. I should try some of them out. I mean, same, but that's just the same with my Steam library. Mostly because of getting stuff through Prime. For voicing villains. Voicing villains. In D&D games. I'm going to put a little cut there to boost that. In D&D games. In D&D games. In D&D games. Also, I got the adult pack for free when GOG made one for the MasterCard Visa thing that happened. Probably won't play them, but it's nice that they did. I wasn't even aware that they did such a thing, because it's me. And because I'm that kind of person. And because I... And because I'm that kind of person, I just went, yeah. I just went. Yes, you'd like that, wouldn't you? It's a bop. Yes, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Yes, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Which I think they had a very normal reaction to. It's a shame that that cuts off. So I think I'm just going to end that there. At the end of that clip. Yes, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Both Everhood tracks. So when I was talking with a friend yesterday, they said, as much as they know that my voice is not great and my throat is not great, they said it would be great if I could learn to talk like this more organically and naturally, because it would be great for voicing villains in D&D games. And because I'm that kind of person, I just went, yes, you'd like that, wouldn't you? By adult games, it's not just not safe for work, it's like something vor, take it down, blood, no, take it down, oof. Oof. Yes, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Yeah, I'll just leave that there. Okay, that's that one. Grun. Right. All that's left in this category is this, but I need to get something for it off stream. Anyway, yeah, anyway. Have fun! I believe this is KMXP. Oh, another sound font that you recognize? It's a good one. Oh, the artist, eh? Have fun! Have fun? Well, that's not helpful. It's not helpful. I'm going to fly to America and hit you. I had a pic of my chair, I can't find it anymore, however, I can gross you out with a pic of my hand placed on my keyboard. I think you've shown me this before, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought you were doing distortions and then I recognized the music. It's still loud, but that's the intent. But if you look at the waveform, it's technically it's as loud as me talking here.
Have fun? Well, that's not helpful.
I mean, here I'm quieter because I'm like, oh.
I'm going to fly to America and hit you.
I was about to say that wasn't me, and then it turned out it was. Yes, this is where everyone gets confused when the clip has the sound redeem in it. Oh yes, you've told me this because you use a keyboard left-handed? Which was the main reason I was confused of like, no, that's the correct key layout, but you use your left hand, which is weird. But like, you know, even though you're not left-handed, left-handed people exist. Or are you left-handed? I've forgotten. I don't remember.
Going to fly to America and going to fly. I'm going to fly to America and hit you.
Easy one. Would be fitting to sound like a death message there, black and red screen with deep voice. We've already got that joke in this video, though. I don't know if I want to make it again. I'm right-handed, but I use my keyboard in a left-handed configuration, which is fine. Technically, I use my cutlery in a left-handed configuration, which always annoyed my parents growing up. They always got annoyed of it. They said, you're not left-handed, don't eat like that. And I was like, but this is comfortable. It made sense to me, because apparently the correct way was to have the fork in your left hand and the knife in your right. So you could control the knife, you know, you hold things still and then you control the knife. But I was like, but surely I want to control the bit that is going to be putting the implement near my face. Surely that's the bit I need to control. You know? So I have my fork in my right hand. So like that's the bit that's going to be near my face. I want that to be my dominant hand.
Have fun? Well, that's not helpful.
Okay. I will lower the volume of this.
I'm going to fly to America and hit you.
I don't usually use a knife unless it's very necessary. Fair. I never gave thought to what silverware goes in what hand. Generally I don't. It's only because growing up, for some reason my parents were like, this is the correct way to do it. You're not doing it correct. And I went... The bird one. Right, the bird one I was going to be trimming a lot of this out. Da Vinci, could you please respond? Just posh things. Times may change, but standards must remain. It's funny how we call them silverware when they haven't been made out of silver for a very long time. Some of them are in like uber fancy places, but day-to-day silverware isn't. I suppose we call it cutlery rather than silverware. You can't have plushies, you're a boy. That's a normal statements that I get from my parents, basically. Yeah. Pats you. Plushies are for everybody. I was about to say, Cora was like, that's just wrong. That statement is wrong on all fronts. Everybody should have plushies if they want. I wrote with my left hand but use mouse with right. Oh, that's interesting, Boz. Don't give, check what you believe or don't believe. Mm-hmm. I basically, because, as this is probably going to be surprising to some people given the sheer amount that I have, but, probably about when I hit teenagerhood, my parents were very consistent and put a lot of pressure on, you shouldn't have so many plushies, you're a grown-up now. Plushies are for kids. And, much like with the cutlery thing, I dug in my heels and I was like, nope, these are mine. You're not allowed to get rid of them. These are mine. And they make me happy. And it basically continued to ignore them because they essentially stopped buying me plushies because obviously as a kid all my plushies would have been bought for me, and then when I became a teenager they stopped buying. But when I became a teenager I got a part-time job, so I had my own money, so then I just started buying myself plushies, and they complained constantly of like, you shouldn't do that, it's a waste of your money. I was like, it's not a waste because it makes me happy. And I will always remember this one memory which at the time, and maybe a little bit now, really pissed me off. Like, really annoyed me, which was I bought an Eevee plush, which I still have. I bought an Eevee plush off eBay. It arrived at home The package arrived, had my name on it. Mum was like, oh, a package came for you. I came downstairs and I opened it there without thinking of it. I opened it and pulled out this Eevee plush. And my mum went, oh, that's cute. And then my brother, who was stood next to me, went, that's a Pokemon. And my mum's face dropped immediately. Of just like, you're an adult, you shouldn't be buying Pokemon. And I was like, you just said it was cute! You... I sleep with plushies and now some new ones. Good. It's a good thing. Unsurprisingly, I sleep with plushies. The amount I own, it would be weird if I didn't, frankly. Yeah, the sudden change, yep. And I literally called her out. I literally went, you said this was cute before you knew it was a Pokemon. That's unfair. I still have the plushie. But to be fair, I pushed and I basically kept ignoring them. And now, these days, I think my parents kind of are done caring. I think they've now realised that me being in my 30s with my own house and not living with them and my own money, that they literally can't stop me, so they shouldn't lose sleep over it. I'm trying to think. I don't remember the last time they bought me a plushie, but like they don't frown and complain at it anymore. It's cute, yes, but it's also the whole kids things are for kids, not adults. But I get it, and I don't subscribe to it exactly. It's a great presentation of how LGBTQ people are treated. Oof, it fucking sucks. Is the metaphor in the room with us? Anyway,
Look, you can't help just be a creature.
hang on, because this is like a mash of other clips. I need to check which clips have and haven't been used. More water. You're trying to drown me. Although, admittedly, I am losing track of time.
Sometimes you just want to be a bird creature. And VRChat lets you live the fantasy of being a bird creature. We can be birds! This is good news.
I don't subscribe to it to a point. Some things are for kids and adults shouldn't be in that space. Oh, yeah. Of course. You can enjoy things in your own space. As part of Cash in his natural habitat. Mm-hmm. The Slashko. Pat. And this one. Okay, so get rid of that.
Look, you can't help.
Hello! Oh my goodness, that is a large boy. Oh, wow! What a hefty boy, so pretty. Oh, he's got feet, so he's nice and stable. Oh, he's so pretty. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you.
Everyone's coming tomorrow.
Okay. I'll try to listen out for the door. I got a little worried because I was in the shower when the package came. So when I came downstairs, I was like, cool, there's nothing on the doorstep, gonna check around the back. They'd thrown it over the back, and I was like, please don't be broken. They really should have put a fragile sticker on the box. Oh, he's really pretty, though. I'll take a photo to share with the Discord. He's nice and stable. He's big. He's a big boy. Bigger than the others. Yeah. George. He's so cute. Very cute face. Bleh. What? Date night. I love you. Where do you want to go tonight? Okay, we can go Wagamama's. Yes, that is something because they'll have started their Christmas display now. Now it's November. Chat's all saying hello.
Hello, chat. Bye, chat. I have to go wash.
See, I keep telling people he's the perfect husband because he buys me dragons. Your husband buys you flowers? Oh, that's cute. Mine buys me dragons.
Dragon egg.
Oh, dragon egg. Thank you. I have a question. Would you be upset if you were represented by a face hugger? I mean, I can see why you've made the connection there. See, I don't want to Google things because obviously I don't want arachnids appearing in my recommended, but I'm pretty sure it's the only spidery thing I have. I'm pretty sure there are, like, actual spider, like, plushies. I need explanation on that before I answer. Ask Nemo. No, I will give the explanation. The explanation is, this is on topic of what we were talking about, of plushies can be for adults too. Core has a plushie collection, where the plushies represent his friends, which is really sweet. It's adorable. And they've shown it to us quite a few times, but it's like gradually growing. So yeah, I don't want to Google it because I don't want to see arachnid-based things in my feed, but I'm pretty sure spider plushies exist. Nice, it's cute. I keep a friend named in Pokemon and go, yes, he does that as well. See? See? Core is only mean on the surface. He shows his affection in ways that are actually really cute. Now that it got contexted, yeah, you can do that. So, yes, he asked if you would be okay with a face hugger representing you, because he evidently has a face hugger plush, and they are vaguely spidery. I will put you in when I get home. Friend shelf! There's a little blue fox for me, which is not surprising, but there's a little octopus for Nemo. Look, you can't help just be a creature.
You love birds, don't you?
I do like birds. Can you tell?
I'm a bird brain. Does that count?
As much as I like the clip of like me just enjoying being a bird here, I'm gonna trim that down. You can't help just be a creature. I'm gonna trim this to here, I think. Of the me doing a little happy dance.
You love birds, don't you?
I do like birds. Can you tell?
I'm a bird brain.
Happy dance. Little happy dance. I have basically the whole friend group besides Den and Kay. No, it's so cute. What did you end up getting for Nerin in the end? Because I said a Kirby plush would be like the perfect one. It's a Kirby. A small Iron Man plush. I get that. I can understand why. The ultimate blacksmith. More Everhood. So many Everhood tracks today.
You love birds. You love birds, don't you?
I do like birds.
I hope the clip distributor works well. We will find out probably on Friday now because obviously I am still not finished. I feel bad because PK has asked for more stickers, and because he's my friend, I was like, "Are you okay if I pause it just to get the highlights video done?" And he was like, "Yeah, of course." And I was like, "Thank you." Honestly, if it had been anyone else, I probably would have done the commission first, but because it was PK and he's my friend, I was like, do you mind if I get the highlights video finished first? So, regardless of how far I get on Friday, on Monday I will be doing it, because I feel bad! Dropped in the memes, everything past the EV is just there. I love that the octopus is still upside down. And I love the weird, like, crocodile shark stangy dog. And that was still just a funny conversation to me when you were like, would you say this represents UDAS? And I was like, it's serving Stangy. It's serving Stangy. Putting off PK's sticker because he's dead. You guys are both mean to me. The idea was Frog, not Das. Right, that was the one. Frog. Yes. Like, Frog should be a frog. Or the Anxiety Fox, because of Hurry. Have you guys seen Anxiety Fox? It's so cute. Because green and amphibian. Right, right. Right, where? Goes hunting through Cash's blue sky to find their ref. I feel like I'm gonna use the, like, green teal that they have on Cash's hair / mane. The kind of bluey green colour. Ah, here we go. Ref located. Ref located. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for, like, one of these greens. Because we got a lot of grey in the video, so I think I'm gonna go for one of these greens for Cash's text colour here. First time Cash is in a video. Pick screen colour. Let's go with the dark one. Because it contrasts with the white border. PK is Stitch. I realise it's not up to date. As I say, it's like there isn't a picture of Stitch isn't in that picture, is he? Or is he the blue one at the back that's fallen over? I think the weighted wildlife people are gearing up for their next round of plushies. And I think they said that there's probably going to be like griffins, phoenix, and owlbears. And I just sort of went, oh no, to all of that. I hope they're good. Because, shock and horror, I wouldn't say no to a good griffin plush. But when I googled on the internet, I wasn't all that satisfied with all the griffins I found. So, there weren't that many, to be fair. Well, I wasn't satisfied with them. So, when I heard that Weighted Wildlife might be doing a griffin, I was just like, There you go. A little, very little tiny Stitch. Him small.
You love birds, don't you? You love birds, don't you? Birds. Don't you? You love birds, don't you?
I do like birds. Can you tell?
I'm
Birds. Can you tell?
I'm
Distributor seems to be working well. Good, good. And I go back to...
I do like birds. Can you tell?
I'm
Birds. Can you tell? Birds. Can you tell?
I'm a bird brain.
Birds. Can you tell?
I'm a bird brain. Bird brain. I'm a bird brain. Does that count? I'm a bird brain. Does that count?
Don't you love birds, chat? Don't you love birds, chat?
Don't you love birds, chat? So yeah. So yeah, chat, does Blue like birds? Do we think... So yeah. Again, you can literally see the waveform being bigger and closer together when I'm getting more excited and talking louder and faster. So yeah, chat, does... chat, does Blue... Eh? Chat, does Blue like birds? Does Blue like birds? I need a spook, a den, and a K. A spook is a haunter. We've talked about this. Get one of the sitting cuties. Chat, does Blue like birds? Do we think Blue likes birds? do we think I don't own a haunter yet. Yet. A ghost plush would work if I could find one. It's a shame that it's November because they were probably everywhere in October. You might not find them now. Unless you look in, like, the, you know, reduced section of, like, hey, we're trying to get rid of all of our non-seasonal stuff. There was a Jellycat ghost. It looks very cute. Though Jellycats are probably a bit more pricey than what you want. Because they're a pricey brand. Do we think Blue likes birds? Do we think Blue like... Do we think Blue likes birds? Okay. Right, let's watch this back. Bird compilation.
You love birds, don't you?
I do like birds. Can you tell?
I'm a bird brain. Does that count?
Don't you love birds, chat? So yeah, chat, does Blue like birds? Do we think Blue likes birds? Oh, this is Noctua.
Is that a rosette spoonbill?
This is Scribble.
You can become bird.
I made multiple poses for Viri.
They're great little guys. They do a little dance.
Kira wasn't always blue. I think that gets forgotten sometimes.
I'm a baby.
This is Tian, her husband. I came up with this whole dance that they did, inspired by eagles.
I do like birds.
Maybe just a bit. Maybe just a bit. Bird montage completed. Grin. And so I spent most of yesterday doing this montage of finding those clips. She's blue because wild magic. You are correct. Well remembered. My price point is 10 or 15 unless I find a perfect one or it's something I kind of wanted anyway. Yeah, that's why I said a Sitting Cuties Haunter. I think they're in that price range. We're gonna need a montage. Montage! Yeah, I think the Sitting Cuties Haunter is within the 10-15 range. I think. Obviously, I'm not too good on the currency conversion. But based on how much they are in pounds, they should be within that range in dollars, maybe. Bird montage. Okay, these are all done. Sound of the clip, I'm a baby, I think is heard, but it's a bit early. No, the playback lagged, because you can see here it's the clip and the audio, and the thing is perfectly in sync. It's just the playback is laggy, because it's trying to process so many clips in a very short time. When it renders out the video, it should be visible. It's just because it's such a short clip.
I'm a baby.
This is Tian, her husband. It's just because the clip is so short. The playback struggles to keep up. I think that gets forgotten sometimes.
I'm a baby.
So you can see it like pauses. You can literally see the red pause of this thing moving along as it lags and struggles to keep up. I think that gets forgotten sometimes.
I'm a baby.
This is Tian, and by the time it's loaded, because the clip is so short, it's already moved on to the next clip. So it's a playback issue. I don't know why. Probably because this project has gotten so big, because there's a lot in it. But it should be fine in rendering. If it isn't, I will change it, but it should be fine rendering out. Because when I just start at the start of the clip...
I'm a baby.
This is Tian, her husband. I came up with... I'm a baby. Save? I have already saved, but DaVinci also auto-saves when you, well, do a lot of things. It auto-saves a lot, but yes, I have been saving. Thank you for reminding me, but yes, I have been saving. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clips left. There are 6 clips left to do. Then we have intro, outro, music balancing, music creditation, videos made. Woof. Oh no, 7, because this one's not green because it's not done. 7 clips. Though, as I said, some of these VR clips I probably won't caption, like how like these ones are captioned, but some of them aren't.
Great. I thought that was a health vial. I thought that was a health vial. I thought it was a health vial.
So you can see the playback lagging.
Great. I thought that was a health vial.
thought that was... Almost got that perfect, actually.
Great. I thought that was a health vial. I thought that was a health vial. I've just drank something that's made me blind. Pizza. Pizza's what I think I need. There we go. That's given me some health back, because I got savaged by a dog. But I'm now partially blind. This is
I must have deleted the pic of the dragon shelf. Aww. I have to take a new one. I have to take a new one. That's the rules now. Well, it's 5:30, and I think Spook is done with his shower, so we are gonna finish up there. Beh. Yeah. Yes. I haven't added any new ones past the large one, which doesn't fit on the shelf there. I love you too, Hope. I never realised until now how much I needed a dragon shelf in my life. You don't have a dragon shelf? I've got a dragon shelf. We love having a dragon shelf. I almost have enough dragons to have a second dragon shelf. Because currently I've got a lot of dragons just kind of living on random surfaces because I don't have a place to put them. I need another shelf to put all these dragons on. Can't hold all these dragons. But yeah, I have a dragon shelf. I'm so behind. You're so behind. You're going to have to catch up. I can recommend you some good dragons. I have the Queen of Dragons on my shelf. That's true. That's true. I have the Ice Dragon, the Star Dragon. I have 2 weighted dragons. And those are just the ones not on the shelf. And then I open my dragon shelf and I have a Toothless. I have a grey dragon that I kind of headcanon as being like acid because he's got green eyes. I got a little blue dragon. I've got another set of black and blue dragons that are like the same make, so they're blues. I got a Spyro. I got an Aurora dragon. I got a little teeny tiny like sand dragon who was my stand-in for a familiar in a D&D game. He was called Max. His full name, I mean that he was called Max, but his full name was Maximilian Slider von Aegis IV. Because he was a pedigree, purebred dragon. And I got a little tiny dragon called Rory, and that's just the dragon shelf. Long name, yes. Pedigree animals tend to have very long names, and then pet names. So, yes. So he had his full breeding name, and his pet name, which was Max. And he was the pet of my Dragonborn Paladin, whom I do have very old artwork of. Which is this. OBS? OBS does not want to respond. Okay. That's fine. OBS is not responding. Great, we love that. I can't show you the picture of Jenai and Max, but yeah. My Dragonborn Paladin had a pet dragon, because he was pedigree. He had a really long name. Anyway, you should get yourself a dragon shelf. I guess I'm going to have to rely on my stream deck and hope that it does correctly end the stream, because OBS does not want to listen to me, apparently. Fun. Right, I will see you tomorrow for more Guild Wars. New Guild Wars expansion. Let's go. Oh, I will see you then. Have a good day, whatever you get up to. And I'm gonna go have some good soup. Yum. Take care. Love you loads. Thank you for the stream. Thank you very much for coming. It's always appreciated. Love you loads, and tell your friends you love them. Bye! Please work.